What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to this Hwoarang, and the arrival of Devil Jin has arrived, and the classical version of Hwoarang. So we're going to take a look at these guys, and then we're going to think about whether or not we really want to pull for these characters. And I know what some of you are thinking is, you're thinking about pulling for them? That's right, because we're on my free-to-play account. A decision that I've been actually pondering on for some time, but we'll talk about why here in a little bit. So when it comes to Devil Jin's 3PG, he actually gets a heal. This is actually really awesome for this character because he actually has a built-in heal in his kit, and actually very good heal in his kit. So the character's going to have probably a pretty good amount of survivability based on that, right? We've already looked at Hwoarang's 3PG. We don't really need to look at that, right? And Nina's going to be in this banner also, which is actually pretty cool because whenever you do get Nina, you can actually three dupes of her or 3 copies of her to get an SS memory for Hwoarang or for Alyssa, which is actually really great. So we'll take a look at Hwoarang here, who's a classical version, and just a little nitpick to Netmarble as far as classical is concerned. I know some of you might think that this is the classical version, and it might be for certain games when it regards Tekken, but the first time that Hwoarang showed up in Tekken was in Tekken 3, and he actually wore a white gi. That's actually his classical version. I would have really rather seen that than this. That's just my personal opinion, but it's still all good. We'll go ahead and level up the change of kit. Just a little nitpick to Netmarble. But he has a really great leadership, increased attack of all fighters by 45%, which is awesome, right? He's got PG rate, HP increase. He's got chill and shock. So something that Netmarble done with this update is they took one character from each of the banners and gave them both the relevant dots for the guild rate, for Infernal guild rate, right? For Omega Rugal, we got Alyssa, who has bleed and poison, right? Both dots that actually allow you to break the meter against Rugal. And look what Hwoarang has, right? He's got chill and shock, which are the two relevant dots to break the meter against Nightmare Geese. Not bad, Netmarble. Pretty sneaky what you did there. He's immune to bleed, chill, darkness, freeze, and fear. Increase active skill damage dealt to shocked enemies by 60%. This kit looks very similar to Alyssa, to be honest, guys. He also has a decreased skill cooldown by 0.1 second, which is good. And then his PvP exclusive reflects 20% of damage received for 5 seconds when attacked. That's also good because that means your opponents are going to take damage no matter what. And then he decreased damage received by 80% for 5 seconds when attacked at 80% HP or lower. So he's going to have a nice decreased damage received very often because it starts out at a high HP pool. He also recovers 15% HP when attacked with an ultimate move. This is exactly like Cronin, which is actually really, really great. Very powerful tool because every time someone does an ultimate to you, you get a heal, which is actually nice. And then, of course, the Faded Retribution. And when you look at the guy's EX cores, it's the same as the other version of Hwoarang, right? You know, you got the skyrocket skill cooldown decrease. You have the increase to physical damage to all enemies, right? And then we go down here and we take a look at the skill. So his first skill, decreases damage received by 70%, which is really, really great, helping his tankiness, giving a little bit of extra survivability along with the heal that's built in his kit. Increased damage received for all enemies by 13% for 4 seconds. And then the second skill applies chill. It also has an interrupt skill, has hyper armor for 3 seconds, which is nice. And then we have the changing stance skill. When it's in motion switch, you get increased strike skill damage of all allies and self by 30%. This is insanely good as a support. I mean, like for 15 seconds. So I mean, like whenever you use this skill and then switch to another character, if they're using strike skills, they're getting a 30% increase to their damage. This is, I mean, it's honestly really great. And then whenever he switches stance, he goes in a Falcon Dice Kick, and then he drops Lightning on the target. He's going to play a lot like Alyssa, in all honesty. And then his PvP exclusive, and this is an annoying Lightning effect because it extends the cooldowns of your opponents. Very annoying in PvP. And then the PvP exclusive removes the target's shield or damage immunity upon landing a hit. Again, good for PvP, right? For decreasing their survivability, so you can do more damage to them. And then his second skill deals additional damage equal to 30% of attack to all enemies upon successful attack, guard included. And then PvP exclusive, disable all enemies after skills for 3 seconds. This is really nice because in PvP, he's going to, I mean, guys, no matter where they're at in the screen, he's going to remove their skills for 3 seconds, no matter where they are on the screen. And then whenever you hit the third skill to switch the stance again, it does give an increase in attack by 12% and increases critical damage to all allies by 20% for 15 seconds. Again, really, really great support. That's just nice, guys. And then the striker skill, increase active team members' attack by 10% for 10 seconds when Tekken fighters gain additional 10% power. or they gain 10% more power. So really good striker bonus for the Tekken character. So, I mean, he looks like a solid character, guys. It's probably going to be a lot like Alyssa in all honesty. And then we get into Devil Jin, who this is the character that a lot of people were kind of holding off and waiting for now as to whether or not is he going to be worth it. By the time this video comes out, I think that people are probably going to already answer that question, because here's the thing, guys. Like, we have the other version of Hwoarang, the EX version of him, and he's doing insane numbers, guys. Like, there's accounts hitting over 70 billion with him. Now, I mean, so we're going to see how it plays out with having Devil Jin. He's got some major competition. You would think that he's going to be stronger, but we really don't know. But he does have some interesting things in his kit for sure. So one thing that he has is this leadership. This is an amazing leadership. Extreme increased fire attack by 50% and power charge rate. So I believe it's only going to increase the attack fighters that have this extreme tag. We can take a look at who all has the extreme tag here in a little bit. And then his core effect, 30% PG rate. This is nice right down here, guys. Increased damage by 24% on critical hit. This is awesome. Hwoarang has increased damage by 18%. And then he's immune to burn, poison, bleed, shock, chill, darkness, and fear. I mean, he's immune to everything. I mean, he doesn't take any dot damage whatsoever, which means that explosions won't work on him. I mean, it's pretty nutty, guys. And then a 50% chance to affect all enemies with fear. This is similar to Akuma. Really fitting for the character. And then becomes immune to damage for 1.5 seconds and recovers 7% HP when HP is 30% or lower. So when he gets down to 30% HP, he's going to get a heal. He's going to get immunity automatically. And this is on a 10-second cooldown. So every other 8.5 seconds, whenever he gets down to that 30% HP, he's going to get a heal, right? So every time you get above 30% HP, this is always going to proc when he gets down to that 30% HP threshold. He'll always have this immunity if this 10-second cooldown is already finished. And then increase attack speed by 7% upon landing a critical hit. This stacks up to 3, which means this can go up to 21% increased attack speed. And we've seen, like with the comeback set, what it does for characters increasing their attack speed. It really allows them to go through their skill animations super fast. And this guy does have a charge skill. So, I mean, if you can go through these skills super fast, I mean, yeah, damage, guys. And then 20% chance to decrease Hellfire Blast skill cooldown by 100% for 2 seconds upon landing a skill, guard included. And then enters Fury State for 7 seconds. Upon using an active skill, deals physical damage equal to 80% of attack to a target every time a skill lands. So, a little extra damage right there. And then we get into some interesting reading here. So his EX core, Extreme Focus, decreased the cooldown of active skill 1 and 3 skills by 95% for 3.5 seconds upon use, and immediately activates Demon Spear. So we'll see how that plays out, guys. But unfortunately, you're going to have this character at A5 to really find out how that plays out. I'll definitely be talking to some players that already have him at A5 to see what they think. And then the madness. Now, this is crazy. Check this one out. This is wild. Resets tag cooldowns. Increases damage received for all team members by 25%. And if I'm reading this correctly, what that means is that you are going to you're going to take more damage from the opponent by 25%. However, he will also increase the damage received for all enemies by 40%, which is nuts. That is a huge bonus. It's the largest in the game for a support. And whenever you use this, you're not going to be able to use your awakened skill. So I don't know if if he's going to end up being like more of a support, maybe for EX Hwoarang, or if you're not even going to use this and you're just going to be, maybe using the other EX Core Extreme Focus instead to do more damage, or just slapping a Tekken set on him and just spamming your skills. I mean, it remains to be seen, guys. But that is a very interesting EX Core, because this is the first time we've ever seen like our team members actually take more damage, right? But remember, if they got Hyper Armor up, or most game modes, they're not going to take any more damage. So, I mean, I don't know. That's pretty wild. And then his first skill, 20% chance to reset cooldown upon using a skill, increases critical rate by 30%, which is nice, strike skill, and increases Demon Spear skill damage by 30%. So he's going to be increasing his skill damage by 30%, which is nice. And then his second skill, Hellfire Blast, Increased attack by 90% for 5 seconds. Increases Hellfire Blast skill damage by 30%. Again, self-buffing skill damage bump for Hellfire Blast. So they've done some different things with these characters. I mean, Tekken characters really have a lot of unique effects built into their kits. And then we get into the last skill, which is the charge skill. So whenever you hit this thing, you're going to get Hyper Armor for 4 seconds and increases Wind Gone Fist skill damage by 30%. So it's going to increase the damage of this first skill by 30%, and the first skill increases the damage of the last skill by 30%. And the first time you hold the skill, right, it will increase critical damage by 20% for 4 seconds, and increase target damage received by 22%, right? And then when you hold it completely down to a full charge, then increase critical damage by 30%, and increase damage received by 32%. And whenever you use your awakened skill, this is going to be automatically up. When you're spamming your skills, he's always going to have this extra critical damage by 30%, and he's always going to have the increased damage received by 32%, which is nice. And then his 3PG, or his default, it's 70% chance to reset all your active skills, which is very, very handy. And then his finisher, and then his striker bonus gives immunity to all team members by 2 seconds, which is nice. Let's take a look at his skills. Let's take a look at these babies. I love this music for Tim. So he just comes up and does a big old uppercut. Oh yeah, look at the range, boys. Look at the range. Whee! That's fast. That is fast. I mean, that first skill and that third skill are fast, and those are the skills that can get all that extra damage. Wow. That one's got a little bit of a delay. Oh, yeah. Demon Spear. Woo! Wow. I mean, whenever you tap Demon Spear first time, you really don't see a big difference in the speed. I mean, maybe it's a little bit faster with the full charge. This is has a 70% chance to reset your active skills, which is nice. And then this one here is awesome. This is sick. Woo-wee, I love it. I love it. My mic probably just cut out when I just did that. I mean, Jin looks awesome, guys. It's really no surprise that, I mean, he looks superior. He looks freaking insane. Look at this dude. He looks crazy, right? With the eyes, the horns, the wings. I mean, he just looks nuts, right? Honestly, when I look at it, it makes me sad that we don't see Devil Kazuya. I know, I'm sorry, guys. It just really does. But, man, he looks insane. He really does. Now, you guys already know whether or not you're going to pull for the character. You already know, right? And more than likely, he's going to be worth pulling for. He looks very, very strong. He looks pretty nutty. He looks like he's going to have a lot of survivability with the built-in heal to his 3PG. I mean, he looks nutty, guys. Remember, he's going to get that immunity when he gets down to 30% HP. And even if you do your 3PG, you'll get a heal from that also. So you get above that 30% HP threshold. You'll do that long 3PG animation. And by the time you finish, you'll probably be above the 30% HP threshold, and once again, that thing will proc to where you get that immunity. He's probably going to have some pretty insane survivability, I would imagine. We'll see about the damage, but he looks strong. Now, as to whether or not if I'm going to pull for him, yes, on my main account, 100%. I'm definitely going to be pulling for him. But on my free-to-play account, you guys can see that I have an insane amount of rubies. I have a lot. But here's the thing, guys, and I mentioned this before in previous videos. I like Jin, right? He's a Mishima. I really like this character, and I like Hwoarang also, right? But I really didn't want to go all out for this banner because I was just soured by the fact that we didn't get Heihachi or even Devil Kazuya, right? For me, personally, guys, I'm not trying to put a sour taste in anyone's mouth for this because this really is awesome. But I don't know. I almost kind of want to just wait for maybe the next collab. However, we do have free rubies. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little testing. We're going to test the waters. If I get Jin, if I get him within these rubies, I will go all the way to A5 on this free-to-play account. But if I don't get him, I'm stopping, and I'll just pull for him on my main account and save my rubies for another banner. And the thing about that is, if I do save my rubies for another banner, I'll have over 200,000 rubies for the next collab, which means I'll be able to guarantee a couple A5 characters, or actually A7 characters, right? So that is something to think about, right? That is something to really take into consideration, right? Because whenever I had this amount of rubies before for the Street Fighter collab, I was able to A7 one character right? And that was great. But if I can A7 a couple of them in a collaboration, that would actually be better for my free-to-play account, even though this is awesome, right? But for these guys, you definitely would want their card sets also, which can really extend a lot of rubies. You're trying to get 3 of those cards. So, yeah, there's that. You know, I'm kind of like, On my free-to-play account, I really try to be very careful about how I spend my rubies. So let's use these free rubies, and let's see what happens. Let's find out, right? We can do 4 pulls with these things. And like I said, if I get him, I'll go. I will A5 him, right? I'll probably end up making that a separate video because this video will be long enough as it is. I mean, I did get a fest, which is awesome. That's awesome, right? I mean, we already know it's probably going to be Nina. No, it's not. It's Hwoarang, which is still pretty cool, right? So that's awesome, and I can level this character up through the game. So on my free-to-play account, I got him. But I said Devil Jin. It's got to be Devil Jin, because if I get Devil Jin with these rubies, that's an omen to me. That's like, okay, that's telling me, hey, you need to pull for this guy. You need to go all out, right? But if you're not blessing me, what? What? Can you say not bad? Holy crap. I did not think this was going to happen. I did not think this was going to happen. I honestly, oh my God. Wow. Wow. So guys, I'm going to be a man of my word. I'm going to be a man of my word. And I am going to go all out now for Devil Jin. Yep. We have the rubies, and we're going to be queuing it up. So, yeah, we're just going to finish up these free rubies here. And I'll do a separate video doing pulls on my free-to-play account. Holy crap. I cannot believe I got him, right? So now I got to pull in that card bander and try to get his 3PG also. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Holy crap. I cannot believe I just got him. Oh my God. So that's an omen, my friends. They're telling me, the game's telling me, hey man, you need to pull for this guy. You need to pick him up. So I will. So guys, let me know how you're feeling about Devil Jin and Classic Hwoarang. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GG+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.